What's up, YouTube? This is our green anaconda. Should you own one? Let's talk about it. Welcome back, guys. This is John and Paulina again with Shadowland Serpentry. And here we have today our green anaconda siren. We're gonna use her to talk about how green anacondas are overall as pets for the majority of people and help you out if you are thinking about buying one.
Yes, and we're going to rank her in 3 different categories: handleability, care, and cost, on a scale of 0 to 3, and we'll find out where she stands on that.
All right, we're gonna first kick it off with cost, which our quickest category, and with green anacondas, 0.
They are pretty expensive animals. They start at about $1,000, right, for a hatchling. Obviously, the older they are, the more expensive they are, and I think females tend to be more expensive than males as well.
Yeah, everybody wants the female because female green anacondas are the larger of the two.
Yep. So again, as far as cost, that's a 0 out of 3 for green anacondas.
All right, you want to start us off with handleability?
Yep, so handleability, we're going to focus on 3 subcategories for that, and we're going to start with size. So green anacondas, size-wise, what are we looking at here?
We're looking at an adult female, a snake that gets 150 to over 200 pounds and 15 to 20 feet long. So I would honestly score them size-wise at a 0 for most people.
Yep, I would agree. They are one of the largest snakes that you can possibly own. So 0 sounds fair to me. Next, under the handleability, we're going to talk about temperament. So temperament-wise, siren here, ever since we got her, delightful snake. Very, very calm moving, very docile, never once did she struck at us. But how are green anacondas in general?
Especially as hatchlings, they tend to be defensive. They're known for being very nippy and very, very defensive. So if you aren't used to getting struck at or bit by a snake, you might want to shy away from green anacondas in general. But overall, they tend to be better than other species of anacondas, which we'll talk about in a later video.
So what would you score green anacondas as far as temperament goes?
I would score them, I'd say a 2, honestly, because they start off nippy, but you can raise them and handle them enough to where they're very docile.
Yeah, I think I agree, especially if you get them from a breeder that puts in the work to tame them down from the very first day that they're born. I think they can be pretty good and not really that much more bitey than some of the other species of snake when they're hatchlings, right? I mean,
right.
They're not terrible. Like you said, if you're willing to take a bite or 2 from a little snake when you're taming them down, they're not bad at all. So I think 2 out of 3 for the temperament is good, especially that they do tame down with age, and when they're adults, they are really good to handle.
But you definitely have to make sure you put the work in, and just to reiterate, siren here, she's the exception, she's not the norm.
Definitely. It's not a ball python or a corn snake that you can handle only once every blue moon and expect it to be handleable and docile with you at all times.
All right, and our next category under handleability is activity level. So large snakes in general tend to be pretty slow moving. You can see siren here, she is exploring, but she's moving very slowly and intently. So activity level, overall, I'd rate them probably as a 3, honestly.
Yeah, I think so. They're definitely a lot slower moving than some of your other species of snakes, like colubrids, right? A lot slower, more of a boa type of movement. So, yeah, I think 3 would be a good ranking for green anacondas.
So, yeah, well, they're not fast moving, so they won't get away from you quickly, or they can overpower you, but as long as you have another adult in the room with you, you'll be fine.
Yep, agreed. So overall, as far as handleability goes for green anacondas, after rounding it down, we stand at 1.5 out of 3.
All right. So now let's move on to our next category, care. So you want to kick us off with the hardiness?
Sure. So hardiness, I think they are pretty hardy snakes overall. They don't really need water feature, even though they are water boas, right? But they can do well with just a water dish in their enclosure. So as far as that, they're pretty hardy. They do need, I think, higher humidity, right, than some of the other species.
Yeah, they need moderately high humidity, around 60 to 70%. You don't want it wet or swampy in their enclosure, but you definitely want to make sure it's not dry.
Right, and they do need a little bit of heat, you know, so without the heat, they probably wouldn't do very well.
Yeah, need the heat for their digestive system. Some snakes are fine at room temperature, majority aren't, and this is one of the common ones that does need an additional heat source.
Right, so hardiness, I'd say 2 out of 3, maybe, if you give them some humidity, right, and don't really, I don't know. I think
I would actually say 3 out of 3.
You think?
Because they eat readily. They can get dry, but they won't desiccate in short periods of time like some of their close related cousins.
That is true, because let's take their close cousins, rainbow boas, right?
Right.
So if you forget to keep the humidity in their enclosure pretty high, they'll probably die pretty quickly.
Yes, they will.
So green anacondas, they will probably be able to survive a period of time in less than ideal conditions. So yeah, I do think that you're right. That 3 out of 3 for hardiness for green anacondas is a good score.
All right, so next, husbandry. So part of husbandry, we talked about the size of green anacondas, handling them. Well, that goes into their husbandry as well. You're going to need a large enclosure to house these guys. So before we even get into anything else in their husbandry, I'm going to give it a 0.
Yeah, just because of the enclosure size, and if you want to keep them the way you're supposed to, I guess you need to give them a huge water feature. They are a huge snake, so they need a huge water feature that will get dirty very quickly, because they will probably spend the majority of the time in that water, right?
Yes.
So not just a water feature, but also a very good filtering system for that water feature, which is not cheap at all, I am sure. So you're looking at more of a zoo kind of setup for an adult green anaconda than just your regular, enclosure type of thing that you can have at home.
Like we mentioned earlier, they can survive with just a water bowl, but they'll really thrive with the extra water feature. They can actually get in, swim around, and just soak in. But if you don't keep it clean, it'll turn into a cesspool.
Yep. And like we had mentioned before, they need supplemental heat. They don't need UVB. They can live without it. but heat definitely, ideally also the water feature would be heated
Yes,
as well,
it would.
right? So again, that's just more and more that like adds up to the husbandry of the green anaconda. So yeah, 0 I would say. Like you said, you can keep it in an enclosure that a lot of people actually keep their green anacondas in, like what, 8x2, 8x4.
Yes.
And they keep them in the house without the water feature, just with a water dish, and that's perfectly fine, especially if you breed them. But yes, if you want them to thrive, you need a lot more than that. So 0, I would say.
Yes, just from the size of the enclosure alone, 0, and the space you need in your house. But if you want that additional water feature, you need to keep it clean.
Yep.
And I would argue if most people aren't able to do that, it's better just to get a water bowl for them than have an actual water feature, because you want cleanness above all else.
Oh, definitely, definitely. And at this size too, they don't need a huge water feature, right? For Siren, we have just a big water dish that she can slither into, and it's her little pool. But we definitely do realize that once she is bigger, she will need something more than that, but we are ready for it. Are you? Right?
All right, so now let's go to our last category under care, which is their diet. And at this size, they're very easy to feed. We feed Siren mice and rats every week at this size, but when she's an adult, you're gonna have to be able to source large rabbits or pigs. These are very large, strong snakes, and while they'll eat maybe once a month when they're an adult, you're gonna need something that fits their size. So as far as diet, I would honestly, I'll give them a 1.
That's what I was thinking too. Even though they don't need a variety in their diet, so they are okay just eating, you know, the pigs or the rodents or rabbits. They definitely need big prey items, which, like you said, it's not easy to find.
But it's not impossible.
It's not impossible, and they don't eat as often as adults either, so taking that into consideration, right? Like you don't need to feed them every week, which I guess, breaking it down, it will not be that expensive to feed.
Yeah, if you can give them a large meal every 4 to 8 weeks, it'd be just fine.
Right, so I wouldn't say it's a 0 for diet, but yeah, it's pretty difficult to feed a snake this size. So yeah, 1 I think is a good score here. Okay, so as far as care goes, the overall score for green anaconda is 1.5 out of 3. So now I think we've gone over all 3 of our categories. So let's say it again. So for the cost, it was 0 out of 3.
Correct.
Right? For handleability, it was 1.5 out of 3, and then for care, 1.5 out of 3, which give us an overall score of nice round 1 out of 3. And I think I agree with that. Do you?
Yeah, for most people, the green anaconda is a terrible pet snake to own, just due to their size and power and what you have to feed them. But if you're willing to make the commitment to housing them properly and be able to source their food and take care of them, keep them clean, then it's a good pet snake.
I think it's a great pet snake, but not for everyone, just like you said. Okay. That's it for today's video. Let us know what other species of snakes would you like us to go over and rank them like we did Siren today. And see you in the next one.